Yeah, so hello guys. We got a lot of long announcements today, but I'm gonna make a really short one. Swim team, yeah, last week we had a swim meet, we won. Woo! Alright, let's start breaking guys.
Hello guys, thank you for wearing florals. Today there's going to be a game of dodgeball, 8th and 9th versus 10th, and tomorrow there's going to be another game of dodgeball, 11th versus 12th. Also during lacrosse. Thank you.
Good morning. And in case you're looking for our evening activities, perhaps tomorrow, here's 8th grade president Emma to tell you a little bit about an opportunity available for you.
Hello. So, join us at movie night tomorrow at 6 here in this very amphitheater. We'll be watching Pitch Perfect.
Make sure to bring warm layers and money for food.
Thank you.
We had a fantastic winter season to precede that swim team win, and here to talk about that is Coach Peters.
Adjust this up. Sorry, this is my first announcement for the whole year, I think. So I'm going to make an announcement about Winter Sports Awards and successes of teams, and then at the end, all the people I read on this list, please make sure you come down at the end of break so we can get a photograph of all these people. There's quite a few of them. So we had a really successful winter sports season. I don't know whether people were able to make out to come to some of the games and watch the thrills. So without further ado, these are all the people that made all league and recognitions for our success of our team. So when I get finished, it'd probably be better if you just let me read them first because there's quite a few of them. Then you can give them a big round of applause. And then like I said, the people that I read off, please make sure you stick around after break so we can get photographs of you. So our girls soccer team went undefeated this year in league play. We did. Fantastic. And we had PCAL All-League recognition that's voted on by the coaches of the various divisions of the league. First team All-League, Alexa Aranjo Cuevas, Eleanor Johnson, Sam Ortiz Naranjo, Isabella Tejada. All of them were first team All-League, and also Alexa was defensive MVP. Eleanor was goalkeeper of the year. Sam Ortiz was the second leading scorer, well, the third leading scorer, I think, in the entire 34-team league with 37 goals. And Isabella was a leader in both goals and assists. So Alyssa was a first-team All-League because of her stellar defensive play. Second team All-League, Heather Galanato, Celeste, congratulations, Esme, Rose, and Rachel Galanato. And then additionally, there's a sportsmanship team that's named after a long-standing coach, Richard Chamberlain, and Maddie Gill was the recipient of them. So we were first place in soccer. Girls basketball was second place in the Arroyo division. 11-3 record this year. On a close loss in CCS, they only lost by 7 points in the playoff game. And PCAL All-League recognition, first team Quincy Key, Offensive Player of the Year. Myra Q was also first team All-League. And she's only been playing basketball for a couple of years, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right, Myra? I think so.
1 year.
Yeah. And then on the Richard Chamberlain sportsmanship team, Alondra made it to them. Congratulations to them. And then in boys soccer, we were third place in the Arroyo division. Had a great season, played some tough games and lost some close ones. First team, Jason Kahn. And in my estimation, he was the most valuable player in the league, but that's my bias, I guess. Tyler Dwell and Ryan Coggerland were also both members of that first team as well. So And then in boys basketball, we had a couple all-league players. We had a very competitive league this year, a lot of really close games. Could have gone either way. And we had 2 first-team all-recipients. First team, Daniel Zhu. And then Oscar was close, but unfortunately he didn't get voted on either of those teams. I think he should have, but he didn't. So you were put forward as a nominee, but you just didn't get voted on. In my mind, you're an all-leaguer. And then our Richmond Chamberlain Sportsmanship Award, Tony Liu was part of that team. So, again, make sure all of you come down at the end of break. Thank you very much.
Okay, yay! Spanish students, you know that's naranjo. Okay, so next up, we like to think that spring break is just around the corner from your other big break, which is summer. And we'd love for you guys to stay active as well as get some rest. So here to tell you about some opportunities is Ms. Williston.
I was just going to tell you I had an email from Monterey Rec, which has summer job opportunities if you're 15 and older. We've had a lot of York students work at Whispering Pines Camp, the camp at the Monterey Sports Center, Camp Kiansabe. There are a lot of job opportunities if you're 15 and older, so look into Monterey Rec for if you want to get a paid job for the summer.
Here to tell us about today's path is JC.
I actually have two announcements. One is course requests are due tomorrow. Not for seniors, though. So sometimes there are issues when you're signing up for a course, like you can't, a course is not showing up because maybe you've taken that you haven't taken the prerequisite. Maybe you took it at another school or you progressed through math. If you're experiencing any of those problems, let me or Dr. Hannah know. And we can manually add you. So if you have any questions or problems requesting any courses, just email or find us. It's great if you email because now we kind of have a record of it. Dr. Hannah and I are receiving a lot of emails about course questions, so it's good if you email, then we have kind of a record of it and we can go through. So those are due tomorrow, so thanks so much for doing that. Not for seniors. Yay. Okay. And also, it's C Day, which means that we would normally have PATH. Today's PATH is going to be an all-school celebration of the end of the quarter. So we're going to have music in the Commons. We'll have cotton candy in the breezeway. Thank you, Ms. Sprague. We'll have spike ball on the circles of learning. We'll have cornhole in the Commons. We'll have 3-on-3 games at the basketball court. And many other things too, we hope. So enjoy, have fun, and congratulations on making it to the fourth quarter. Thanks.
Now for a very special message from our head of school, Mr. Key.
I have a couple messages. So let me start first with, you probably read or heard about the state of California when we get back from spring break is no longer requiring that we wear masks indoors at schools. However, they are strongly recommending it. And so we are coming up with a plan that we will get you more information about before we come back from spring break. But the two things that I wanted you to know that we've already decided on, since we're all going to be away for spring break, we are going to, again, ask that everybody take a test the weekend before you come back to make sure that you don't have COVID before you come back to campus on Monday. So that weekend, we will like you to take a test. And then second, for the first week as we're transitioning, we are going to continue with masks for that first week. So that we can just make sure that we're doing well, and then we'll reassess it at the end of that week. So that's what we're going to be doing now that the mask mandate is going away. And it's been a long time. It's been 2 years we've been wearing masks. So I know this probably feels it feels a little weird that we're moving towards this. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second, I have a really exciting announcement to make. So I'm thrilled to announce, and this letter will go out. You can read this later. A new and distinctive program that the school will launch in February 2023. So as part of our curriculum, beginning next spring semester, all 10th grade students will travel to Costa Rica for a week. Hold on. For a week of experiential education on the edge of the cloud forest at CIE's Monteverde campus. So cool announcement, very cool announcement. I know, I wish we could offer this for everybody. We can't. A generous donor is providing the funding for this. And we are going to focus on 10th grade. I wish we could fund everybody, but we can't. So I know for rising 11th and 12th graders that is probably disappointing, but we certainly hope you'll still support it, understand, and participate in any other CIE programs like the summer program. So for 10th graders, and this is going to become a permanent part of the program is our intent. And so after next year, kids that come into York School will have this opportunity. When you're there for a week, it's going to be February 18th through the 25th. And you're going to do a lot of experiential education with a focus on the social and environmental impact of climate change. So it is a week of school. So just know that, 10th graders. So it is a week of school. So really exciting announcement that is very unique and distinctive for York School and for all of our 10th grade students next year. So anyway, so very cool. So thank you. Yeah, congratulations. I wanted to thank a couple of people. I wanted to thank Ms. Cicchetti, who's been working on this with CIE for several months. So, Ms. Cicchetti, thank you. Sean Raymond, Mr. Zeljo, who've been working on CIEE programs also. So thank you so much. And Aaron White, who's been working with the donor. So thank you, Aaron, up there. So very cool. And then the last thing is, last break before spring break, have a safe and fun time. I'm not releasing you yet, don't worry, yeah. But I just wanted to say thank you for that and look forward to seeing you when we come back from spring break. All right, so JD?
Up to give us our final sophomore speech for quarter 3. Please welcome Justin Nagafuji.
I watched the sky intently, silently bracing myself for the impending flash of lightning as half-frozen droplets hammer against my rain jacket. When the bolt finally flickers to life and tears across the dark, roiling sky, its blinding lights and spikes of pain through my eyes, I cover my ears and count. 4, 5, 6 seconds until the deafening crash of thunder washes over me. 6 miles away, I note absently as the ringing in my ears begins to subside. I'm still in the strike zone. Poor decisions and a skewed mindset had led up to my admission to a residential program based out of a city in Central Oregon. Following an hours-long drive into seemingly nowhere, I would spend the next 3 months living amongst the gnarled shrubbery and wind-blasted trees that covered most of a dry, rocky plateau. The group I was assigned consisted of around half a dozen other teens, as well as the various staff charged with our supervision. Transitioning from a life of modern-day comforts to that of the wilderness was rather challenging at times, and I could confidently say I did not enjoy the first few weeks. Constant exposure to sub-freezing temperatures, no permanent shelter, and the slush storms of early April made getting through each day a challenge. To make matters worse, our group had to constantly rotate through campsites, and we would sometimes cover over 20 miles of treacherous terrain a week. Hiking all day with entire camp loaded onto our backs was unenjoyable enough without shin-deep layers of mud turning even the shortest hikes into all-day endeavors. Those hikes became points of contention between my group members, along with the division of work, food, and pretty much anything else. The kids I lived with rotated as senior members graduated and new people joined, keeping the group dynamic, unpredictable, and chock full of conflict. I think it's fair to say I kept a level head to the majority of the sporadic squabbling, but listening to endless back and forths over things like who called C-check on a stump does tend to wear on one's nerves. As a whole, our group's success depended on each member's cooperation and
when it truly mattered.
when it truly mattered, the only thing I came to count on was at least one person messing everything up. I would have been significantly less annoyed by this if said person or persons were not intentionally hindering everyone else out of spite. Unfortunately, it almost always came down to that. They say there can be good found in any situation, and although it's taken quite a while, I now believe to have found my silver lining in a newfound sense of grit. Things like the time I've poured into bow drilling have paid off in ways beyond being able to create fire from sticks and stones. What once would have been aggravating tasks, such as learning to parallel park, have become mere inconveniences in comparison to the split nails, knuckle scraped of skin, and dinners of frozen canned tuna I went through when no one in our group could get a fire. Perseverance is a trait essential to success, and if I ever forget all I have endured, the scars of frostbite, burns, and scrapes will forever serve as a reminder that I have and still can overcome the challenges of life. Thank you.
I don't wish frozen canned tuna upon anyone. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. But on that note, great speech, and yeah, we're almost done with quarter 3. Only one more quarter left until we are no longer coming up here. Kind of sad. I think what is this?
Go up to the comments.
Go to the comments and have a great. Okay. Except sports people stay down here and get a photo, and then go up to the comments. Have a good day.